So, the Fed didn't blink, but after-hours earnings sure did. Hey everyone, it's Thursday morning, July 31st, and welcome back to Capital Markets Quickie. I'm your host, Endrit Sella, here to break down yesterday's market action in just 2 minutes. Quick note before we begin, today's episode is brought to you by AMF Capital. For smart investment solutions and high-quality funds, head over to amf-capital.de. If you enjoy the podcast, please rate it wherever you're listening and make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. All right, let's get to it. All right, U.S. stocks were kind of all over the place on Wednesday. The Dow fell about 0.4%, the Standard & Poor's 500 dipped slightly, and the Nasdaq actually managed a small gain, up around 0.2%. Big reason? The Federal Reserve held interest rates steady at its July meeting, as expected. But get this, it wasn't a unanimous call. 2 Fed officials actually wanted to cut rates by a quarter point already. During the press conference, Powell played it cool, saying it's still early days when it comes to tariff impacts and that no decisions have been made yet about cutting in September. Still, the economic backdrop is looking stronger. U.S. GDP bounced back in Q2, growing at a 3% annual rate, and private payrolls beat expectations in July after a weak June. So yeah, more signs that the economy might be holding up just fine. But that didn't stop Trump from chiming in. Hours before the Fed decision, he posted again, calling for lower rates. His words? Too late, must now lower the rate. Classic. We also had more earnings roll in. Before the bell, companies like Kraft Heinz and Humana got a warm reception from investors. But the real action came after hours, with Microsoft and Meta dropping some serious numbers. Microsoft's fourth quarter revenue jumped 18% to $76.4 billion, beating expectations and sending the stock up as much as 7% after hours. Meta also crushed it. Their earnings per share hit $7.14 for the quarter. That's 22% above expectations. Revenue topped forecasts too, and the stock rallied more than 8% in after-hours trading. Now, markets are still watching that Friday deadline from Trump on trade. He said goods from India will face a 25% tariff starting Friday, and talks with China haven't moved much either. So yeah, the Fed might be holding steady, but everything else? Not so much. That's it for today's Capital Markets Quickie. I'll be back tomorrow morning with a brand new episode. Don't forget to subscribe, rate the podcast, and share it with your network. Thanks for tuning in.